Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Oh, I see a mini Mia. Is that your niece? Hello,
Yes.
everybody. I see Nikki rocking that new first form drop. Same girl, not on the top, but on the bottom. Lauren, where's your pull-up bar? Where is that pull-up bar, Lauren?
I know we're down Seabright this weekend. So I gotta leave.
Good. Enjoy the beach. Good, good, good. Tina seems like she's jealous of that. I think that's what she was saying. Hello, everyone. Just everyone's connecting really quick. Cool. Okay. All right. It's pretty awesome to see you guys. I mean, I know that it's a holiday weekend. I know it's beautiful outside. Hey, Hope. Hello, hello. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me just mute any extra real quick. Okay. So hello and welcome. I feel like I know a lot of you, but in case I do not, I'm Brittni. I live in Jersey. Tina on the call lives in Connecticut. She was recently a resident of New Jersey and now Connecticut. Made a crazy move during all of this. She is our yoga instructor. And then Keeley is in Illinois, and she's going to take us through a mindfulness practice. But we open every call with a little bit of inspiration to set the tone. That is a practice I got from Believe, Inspire, Grow, which is a women's empowerment organization that I work for. So we're going to open this with a little bit of inspiration. And today it's pretty personal because I want to take you guys through something that I was feeling this week and then how I was kind of able to climb out of that in the last couple of days. So today we're going to focus on being present. And really that starts with, is feeling good a priority for you? Pay attention to how you feel because it is a valuable indicator. Your feelings and your emotions tell you if you're aligned with what you want to be doing, where you want to be going, or if you're misaligned. And it's totally okay to feel all of them. If we didn't, we wouldn't have that navigation system. So those good feelings, those bad feelings, they're all necessary. But it's what we do with them that matters. So even a slight moment of presence is enough to help us redirect our energy and help move us to a better, more positive thought. An empty feeling or a low feeling, a low vibration, is telling you something important. Personally, I was feeling super low energy this week. I usually can pinpoint why, and then I can change it or work through it. For whatever reason this week, I couldn't really put my finger on it. So I was like super disrupted by it. And I couldn't really climb out of it. So lucky for me, I have an amazing supportive community around me, and everyone kind of gives me a window into what it could be. So because of that, I was able to climb. But one of the tools that I used, and I used it, I always use it, but it was in a book that I was reading yesterday. So it was just like a big highlighter moment for me. Like, hey, this is how we can do this. I wanted to share it with you, is the choose again method. And you can use the choose again method to redirect your energy or at least slow down negative energy. It's not always, that easy to go from negative and down to super positive and uplifted. That's kind of unreasonable, right? But at least we can slow down the negative so that getting to that positive is feasible. So the choose again method is a 3-step process. The first step is noticing the thought that you're having, recognizing any misalignment that may accompany it, and becoming aware and showing gratitude for those thoughts and feelings. Even if you don't like them, even if they feel misaligned, they're showing you more of what you do not want so that you can really focus and dial in on what you do. So they're just as important. Step 2, so first step is notice. Step 2 is forgive. Forgive the thought. Forgive yourself and everything involved that got you to feeling this way. Forgive it. Often, and recognize this goes along with, being grateful. Often those difficult past experiences can be a great catalyst for our change. So if we're able to, 1, notice, 2, forgive, then we allow ourselves to take the third step, which is choose again. We're able to consciously choose a new thought or a new vibration, and this will guide us to our next action. So it's not always we're choosing what we're going to do next to make us feel better. We're just choosing to feel better. So you can have a lot going on and nothing seems to be going right, and you can literally make the choice to just feel better. You doing that consciously will allow your next step to unravel. It'll light the way. So I just wanted to take you through that because it's something that I personally used this weekend to kind of reset and refresh. And it's important. Our feelings and our emotions are key to literally everything. And better feeling emotions offer alignment. So today, and Keeley's going to take us a little bit through this, and then Tina's going to bring it into our practice, how we can really just focus today on feeling the joy that we all seek. So Keeley, I am going to unmute you there.
Done deal. Cool. Good morning, everybody. It's been a couple weeks, so thanks for your patience on that. I normally feel way more collected when I come in and I do some of these things, but it's been a struggle. This is a very difficult time of the year in my brain, and so that said, I wanted to challenge our thoughts a little bit, because what's making this time difficult is all internal things. And so normally I'll have us sit still and then we close our eyes, we do some breathing in and breathing out, and we just sit with however we feel. And today I want to acknowledge that sometimes that's terrifying, to sit quietly and pretend that it's peaceful to sit still, because sometimes it's not. So a different version of mindfulness, bringing it back to grounding. I want you to, if you're sitting on your knees or if you're sitting cross-legged, wherever you are, I want you to just take your hands. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Just take your hands and rub them onto your thighs. Feel the texture of your pants, or if you're wearing shorts. Just with how scattered sometimes our thoughts can be, telling ourselves to think a different way can sometimes be very confronting. So I just want you to find a different way to be here and present and grounded, just using a different sense. So really bringing into the present moment without having to use your brain that much. We're not using our thoughts. We're just feeling. I'll do this so it looks like I'm doing something, but you can do it on your thighs, I promise. So just do it fast or slow, or just feel like, okay, on my hands I'm feeling like it's kind of clammy. Okay, I'm feeling skin cells. You might be feeling like your leggings might be soft, or that your skin might be a little rougher than you remember. Just feel it. Just notice it. Maybe it's starting to feel warm. How's the heat feel? Is it starting to feel numb or itchy or obnoxious that you're still touching your thighs? Notice that. It doesn't have to always, you don't have to be present and it's always good. That's BS, right? We can be present with stuff that is negative and still be safe. So if it's really annoying to you and the feeling of rubbing your thighs is getting a little bit obnoxious, acknowledge that. And then just bring your hands, not in a prayer, just cover it on your heart and just feel your heartbeat. Eyes open or closed. Just take a deep breath in and just let it out. If your heartbeat feels like it's going really fast, mine is beat like 3 times faster than normal for like a week straight. That's okay. you just recognize that it's a little bit faster than your when you feel grounded. If it feels a lot slower and you feel like you're getting peaceful and quiet, that's amazing. Just acknowledge whatever it is that you're currently feeling. And so on the idea of thoughts, and this is why I said I'm a lot more active than I normally get on these things. I want to challenge our brain plasticity a little bit. And it's going to be an activity. And I swear we'll get to yoga. It's just going to be a second. I'm going to say a sentence and a physical cue, and you're just going to mimic it. You're just going to repeat it. When I say, I'm important, I'm going to have you put your hand, I'll direct you, we're going to change the physical cues. Put your hand on your chest if that's what it is, and you'll say, I am important. Now, the thing to remember is, when I say these things and when you repeat them out loud, you're on mute, no one can hear you. You might be thinking, that's crap. I don't feel that. I don't feel like I'm important. I don't feel like I'm not going to spoil all of them, right? If you don't believe that, be real with that and kind of just be curious for the rest of the day of like, why don't I feel like I'm lovable? You know, like where's the facts? What facts do I have that go along with that? I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're very lovable. But if that's where what your brain is trying to gear you towards, just be curious as to why, and just acknowledge that discomfort that you feel when you mirror these things. Because I'm telling you right now, when I say some of them, it sounds like a load of crap, right? Because how we talk matters. We talk to ourselves more than we'll ever talk to anybody else in our entire life. How we talk has power. And so pairing this with a novel experience like connecting with friends and yoga, that gives us the dopamine that makes these pathways more automatic. So if our thoughts normally are a little bit more like an inner bully, then saying something positive like, I am lovable, is going to feel very uncomfortable because it's not going to be. It takes a lot of time. It takes more than just this one time through. So that said, we're just gonna do it. I need it, you need it, we always need it. And doing it in a partner setting is way more powerful. Okay, so put your arms up high, out wide, take up space, and say, I am enough. Now put your hands on your heart and say, I am worthy. Now put your hands on your cheeks, Home Alone style. I am lovable. If at any point you start to feel emotions building up in your chest like I am, feel it. It's okay. This is tough. Shit, I can't swear on here, I think. This is tough. Okay, we're gonna do that one again. I am lovable. Okay, now flex your arms real big, like you're Dana Lynn Bailey. I am strong. Get silly with it. Who cares? This is for you to enjoy, nobody else. Okay, thumbs up. My feelings matter. Hands on your head. My beliefs matter. Fingers on your forehead. My thoughts matter. Hands back on your heart. I am important. And then pick up high again. I deserve to take up space. And then circle them in and bring them together at the top like you're a little banana peel. Bring them back to heart center. Now keep your pinky and your thumb touching in the base of your palms, and then spread your fingers open. This is a little bit of a steal. So this is our lotus flower. And I'm not an expert on what the lotus flower is, except that it grows in difficult times. That's the metaphor. I'm not explaining this well. But it's change. It's change. It's growth out of, I think it grows in mud. But the point is that you're going to be different. You're going to change. And it's not always going to be better. And it doesn't have to be worse. And you're just going to acknowledge that change and that beauty. So just bow into your lotus flower. Take a deep breath. That was a lot to process. And just as you're looking into your lotus flower, just acknowledge there's a lot of work to do with those affirmations, right? Whichever felt uncomfortable, whichever one resonated with you the most, there's a lot of a change process that comes with that. And then close your flower up back into a prayer and just touch that to your third eye. And just thank yourself for extending kindness to yourself. I hope you have a beautiful practice. Thank you for joining me today in a little bit of a goofy experience. And I will hopefully see you next week.
All right, I think it's my turn. Can everyone hear me okay? Awesome, that was so beautiful. And I'm really excited because this week we have a very fun sequence. We're gonna take all of what we already just learned in the morning and apply it to our mat. So what we're gonna do this week is called a mandala sequence, which is a Sanskrit name for a circle, essence, or completion. So what I need you guys to do is find a lot of space on your mat. So make sure there's nothing around you. And you can go ahead and just start to lay down on your back. So again, take up as much space as you want. And you can close the eyes. You can start the music if you'd like, or you can do it in complete silence as well. But once you reach the bottom of your mat, you can spread everything out nice and wide. I just want you to take a nice long inhale through the nose. Let's let it out through the mouth. Start to feel everything just sink into the earth. Feel the mat hug your body. Take notice of where your shoulders are. Can you move them further away from the ears? Are you holding tension in your fingers and toes? If so, just let it go. Is your face a little tensed up? Can we start to relax it nice and soft? I'm gonna go ahead and position myself as well on the mat. I just want you to take nice deep breaths. Maybe using this time to notice any unalignment. Notice maybe you are feeling super peaceful this morning, that's amazing, or maybe you start to notice if something feels off. And if you do feel like something is off, I just want you to start to use your breath to, kind of venture into those areas. So we're gonna take 3 nice, long, deep inhales. You can do both in and out through the nose if you're comfortable. But what I'd ask you guys to do is as you inhale, count to 4 on the way up, and then count to 4 on the way down. So together we can begin 1 nice inhale. Feel it come from the bottom of your tippy toes, moving through the legs, through the torso, the chest might lift. And then exhale, feel it return back down. So lowering the chest, lowering the navel to the spine, feeling the breath go down the legs, back to the tippy toes. 2 more rounds, big inhale here. And exhale. 1 more time, big inhale. And last exhale, losing all that weight that you might be holding on to. Awesome. Let's go ahead, bring our feet nice and close together, bring our arms overhead. One more inhale for a full body stretch. I want you to stretch everything from fingertips to tippy toes, reach. Oh yeah, that feels good. Exhale, release. We're gonna bring the right knee into the chest, followed by the left, giving yourself a little squeeze here. And then we're gonna return our arms like cactus arms or football posts down to the mat. I'm gonna bring my knees up to 90 degrees. I'm gonna flex my toes. Taking one inhale here to pause, kind of send the navel to the spine. And then as you exhale, bring those knees over to the left side. My gaze is gonna come to the right. So if you're like me, I'm feeling a lot of tightness in my lower back today, so you might wanna just grab a block for your knees to kind of lay down on. Breathing here for 5. 4, we're twisting through the torso, keeping everything nice and long for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, coming back to center. Take one breath here to prepare, and when you're ready, we can go ahead, take our knees over to the right. Gaze is going to come to the left. So if you don't have a block, you can always kind of roll up a towel or use a book. Anything that helps bring the earth a little closer to you when you're feeling tight in your legs. And breathe for 3. Nice and long twists. Good job. Next inhale, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back to center. Good. From here, we're going to extend the legs up nice and long. We're going to bring our arms overhead. Sending my navel to the spine. I'm going to inhale first. As I exhale, I'm going to reach up, touch my toes, and then return it back down to the mat. We're going to go right back up for 5, 4, 3. Keep those feet nice and flexed. 2. Good job, guys. 1 more. Nice. Lowering the top body down, we're going to bend the left leg, lower the left foot down onto the mat. Using my fingertips or a towel, I'm just going to start to bring this right foot closer to the chest. Just take awareness of your hamstrings. If you're feeling super tight, you might want to soften the knee, or maybe not pull it so close. And breathe. Maybe with each and every exhale, you can get a little bit closer to the chest. Hanging out here for 3, 4, 2. Good. Slowly release the right leg. We're just going to bend the right knee, bringing the ankle over the left thigh. So starting your figure 4 legs. Using your fingertips, we're going to lift the left thigh closer to the chest. I'm grabbing right behind my left thigh, and I'm using my right elbow to help kick out that right knee. So you should start to feel a nice stretch in the outer right hip. And it's all different between on how close you can bring it. If you're feeling super tight, you might just stay at 90 degrees with the legs. That's okay. That's what I'm about. Hang out here for 3, 4, 2. Good job. Let's lower that left foot down. Inhale, lift the right leg tall, and then slowly using your lower abs, lower the right leg down to the mat. Once it taps the floor, you can bend the right knee, lift the left leg high. Good, so I'm going to keep my toes super, super flexed. This is going to help keep the leg activated. Using my fingertips, once again, I'm going to start to bring the left leg closer to the chest. You might notice a little bit more flexibility in one side than the other. That's totally, totally normal. Good, and just breathing here. What I'm doing is I'm catching my breath into my hamstring. So I'm sending my breath into those muscles and just kind of letting it know that it's okay to stretch. It's okay to get a little flexible. Hanging out here for 3, 2. Good, we can slowly start to release that left leg. Bend the left knee, cross the ankle over the thigh. If this is where you want to stay, that's totally okay too. You can use your fingertips and start to bring that right thigh closer into the chest. So again, this time I'm using my left elbow to kick out that knee, just to get a little bit more tension in the stretch. And breathe. 4, 3, 4, 2. One more inhale. Good, let's go ahead and lower that right leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg tall. Using your abs, slowly lower it down. Tap the mat, and then bend the left knee. Good, let's go ahead and bring both knees into the chest. You can either grab on top of the shins or under the thighs. And just hold it here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe you can curl up into a little ball. Good, and then exhale, release. So we're gonna come to a seated position from here. So what you'd like to do is start to lift the top body up. There you go. And then I'm gonna face you guys. You can still face forward. Good, so get a nice comfortable seat. Move any flesh from those sit bones. And first I just want you to bring your palms down onto your knees. We're just gonna inhale the head back. And then exhale, tuck the chin in. Come back to center. We're gonna go with shoulder rolls. We're gonna take 3 forward. So what I'm doing is I'm sending them back. I'm squeezing the shoulder blades, bringing the shoulders up to my ears, bringing the shoulders forward. So now my shoulder blades are away from each other and back down. So do 3 coming forward, and then we're just gonna reverse it when you're ready. So if you need to take a few more, go for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and take them back now. Good, now keeping my shoulders away from my ears, I'm gonna inhale my arms up, and then I'm going to lower my left hand, I'm gonna cross my right arm over my chest, and I'm gonna use my left fingertips to assist in the stretch. So common misconception here is that your right shoulder is gonna creep up to your ear. I want you to push it down away from you. And wherever you hold, just don't hold on top of the elbow. So I'm in front of my elbow right now. Some people prefer to come back. Breathe it here for 3, or 2. Good. From here, we're just going to release a little bit and bring this right arm up and over. So now my 2 left fingertips are just pushing right below the elbow, allowing my right arm to kind of make its way down my back. Breathing here for 3, or 2, and 1. Good. Let's go ahead and release. You can wiggle it out. And then let's take our left arm over our chest, using our right hand to assist in the stretch. And again, shoulder away from the ear. Deep breaths here for 3, or 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and bring that left arm up and over. Using my right 2 fingertips, I'm just going to assist in getting my left hand further down my back. Deep breath here for 3, or 2, and 1. You're slowly going to release. So this next stretch is going to be kind of fun. You're also going to see it later in practice, but there's a few different ways to go about it. So we're coming into eagle arms. If it's ever too much, I'll show you the modification. But what I'd like you to do is make 2 parallel lines, making sure that the elbows are in line with the shoulder. My palms are away from the face. Now, if this becomes too much at any time, all I want you to do is bring the forearms together like this. But what you want to try and do is take your right hand, we're gonna bring it underneath the left, and maybe you stop right here. This is a single wrap, that's fine. If you can double wrap, you're just going to bring the palms together. So we're gonna start with elbows up, palms away from the face. Once you got that, we're just going to bring the elbows down. We're gonna take our face and just look over to the right. And then I want you to bring your right ear closer to the right shoulder. And then slowly bring your gaze down to your right knee. So you should feel a really great neck stretch on the left side. And again, if this is ever too much, you can just come here and hug. Give yourself a nice hug. Do the same thing. Or you can keep your hands up. Wherever you are, I just want you to take nice 3 breaths for 1. Inhale for 2. 1 more. Good, so we're gonna lift the head first, bringing it back to center. We're gonna unravel those arms. If you gotta shake them out, do some circles. And then we're gonna bring them back in front of us, parallel lines. Good, so we're gonna reverse it. This time the left arm is gonna swoop underneath the right, taking either a single wrap or a double wrap. Elbows are gonna start up in line with the shoulders, palms away from the face. You can hang out right here, and then we're going to lower the elbows down. And then this time we're gonna look left, bring our left ear closer to our left shoulder, and then bring our gaze down to the left knee. So our goal here is to try and push down the right shoulder so you feel a nice stretch there in the neck. This is also great to open up the shoulder blades, so you're getting a nice upper back stretch as well. Hang out here for 3, for 2. Great job, guys. Head's gonna make its way back to center first. We're going to release those arms, take 3 big circles, wiggle everything out, and then what we're gonna do is start in a forward fold. So changing things up this week. So what I'd like us to do is just roll right on over. You can come through tabletop, and then just find your way to bring your feet closer to your hands. Good. So you might want to keep your knees a little soft if your hamstrings are tight. What we're going to do is come to a half lift. So palms to shins. Inhale. Stretch everything out. I'm creating a nice long straight line. I'm going to grab opposite elbows, bend my knees, and then exhale, come to a ragdoll. So the key here is to bring the weight into your toes. Keep your knees nice and soft. You can rock from side to side if you'd like, or you can just stay static. So the further forward you come, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. Hanging out here for 3, for 2. Good job. Coming back to center, we're just going to lower the palms down to the mat, and then inhale 1 vertebrae at a time, rise up to standing. It's a little bit of a wake up stretch this morning. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring our right arm down. And then we're going to inhale, take a little side stretch, send our left fingertips to the right side of the room. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Inhale, coming back to center, right arm to meet left. Reach for the sky. And then exhale, left palm down, right fingertips up and over. Allow the stretch to happen on the right side. Hanging out here for 3, for 2. Inhale, coming back to center. As you exhale, we're bringing our fingertips to our lower back. We're interlacing our palms. We're sending the palms towards the mat. We're opening the chest. Take 1 inhale here. As you exhale, we're just going to soften the knees, coming into a chair pose. So I'm going to send the weight into the heels of my feet. My chest is lifted because my palm is lifting it up. Good, and then from here, we're going to release the arms, bring them up over by the ears. Inhale. As you exhale, hands to prayer, prayer to heart center. Next, inhale, we're just going to take a twist over to the left side. Now you can just hang out here, or if you want, you can go ahead and hook the right elbow at the left leg. Oh my God, I couldn't think. There we go. And then inhale that prayer to heart center. Keep the knees nice and soft. 3, 2. Inhale, coming back to center. Keep the knees bent. Exhale, take a twist. Maybe you stop here. Maybe you go for the hook. Good. Just take a quick look. Make sure the knees are aligned with each other. We're hanging out here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, big stretch. Everything lifts up. Good. And then exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to soften up the knees. We're going to step the right foot back, followed by the left. Finding our high plank, we're going to lower the knees down. Looking forward, I just want you to roll the shoulders so they're onto your back. My shoulder blades are engaged. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Good. Inhale, coming straight through. We're going to lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, lower the third eye down to the mat. Come into your tabletop position, finding the child's pose just for one breath. And then making your way to a downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna pop those hips up and back. Just my parallel to the feet. I'm pushing through all 10 fingers. My chest is coming towards my thighs. Deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, we're gonna lift the right leg high. As you inhale, the knee is coming in towards the nose. I'm gonna plant my foot in between the palms. Good job. I'm gonna lower that left knee down. I can untuck the toes if I'd like. And then I'm slowly gonna start to lift the top body. Let's start with hands on the hips. So for the modification, you might wanna just bring your legs to 90 degrees and squeeze the glutes. If you are looking for more of a dance, you can lean forward and start to lift up the arms. We're gonna breathe here, maybe find a slight back bend. Inhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those glutes for 3, 2. Good job. As you exhale, we're gonna come back to neutral spine. Option here to just slowly start to inhale, straighten out that right leg, and then unsupported, bend down, coming into our Ardha Chandrasana. You can go ahead and lower the palms at any time. If you like to challenge yourself, see how long you can stay unsupported. Good. Once you reach bottom, you can inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. So what I like to do to ensure that my hips are nice and squared is I will take my right hand for this side, send it back behind me. So now I'm kind of keeping my right hip up against my right arm, and then I'm going to bring my left fingertips forward. Because what I tend to do is when I'm in this stretch is I kind of lean out to the left side, and that's not really keeping those hips nice and square. So I use my right arm as a little bit of a guide. Breathing into the hamstring here, we're just going to inhale for 3, for 2. Good, let's start to lift the chest first. We're going to start to soften up that right knee, bring the palms forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Now from here, we're coming into a warrior 2. So I want you to bring that left heel down to the mat so it's parallel to the back. Keeping the right knee nice and soft, we're gonna inhale, find our warrior 2. Good, so my arms are coming out nice and straight. My right knee is super soft, I'm kicking it out to the right side so I can see my right big toe. Good job, guys. From here, we're just gonna lift the palms up. That's going to lower our shoulders down, and then return the palms back down. We're gonna hold it here for 3, 2. Inhale, hinge forward, flip the palm. As we bring our right fingertips back, we're going to straighten out that right leg. So now I have 2 straight legs coming into our revolved triangle. And breathe for 3, 2. Keeping our legs nice and straight, we're just going to start to lift the top body back up. Coming into our warrior 2 hands, we're going to inch forward first. And as you exhale, you can lower the right palm to either the shin, the mat, a block. We're going to lift the left fingertips up towards the sky. So take this wherever your flexibility will allow. I'm still sending energy into my left pinky toe, so that's still super active. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Good job. We're going to return back to that warrior 2. We're going to bend that right knee. I'm bringing my hands to my hips. From here, thinking goddess pose, I'm going to bring my gaze over to the left. My heels are going to come in and my toes are going to stay out. Good job, guys. So from here, you want to sink your seat nice and low. If your hips are a little too tense, you're going to take your palms, bring them to the inside of your thighs, and just kind of assist in the stretch. Good. Deep breath here for 3, for 2. Good job, guys. From here, I want you to lift the top body back up. My hands are going to come to prayer to heart center. I'm going to shift my weight into my left foot, lower the seat down, and then lower my palms. So we're coming into our ninja pose. From here, I want you to bring your right toes to the sky and see just how low you can go. If you stay right here, that is okay. That is great. We're focusing on that left hip. We're just hanging out for 3, for 2. Good job. We're going to start to bring our gaze over to our left toe. We're going to come to a low lunge facing what is now the back of our mat. Yeah. Deep breath here. So my left knee is bent. My right leg is behind me. I'm going to take my 2-piece fingers. I'm going to bring them to the top of the mat. From here, we're just going to do a little shift and lift. Find that modified warrior 3 we played around with last week. Take one inhale here. Exhale, lower the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Sasana, full body stretch. And then return down, forward fold. So option here to take a flow of your choice. We're going to step the right foot back, followed by the left. You can either come down to knees, chest, and chin, or you can take your traditional vinyasa flow. So inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, up dog or baby cobra. And then making our way to our downward facing dog. Good, paddle out those feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. On our next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg back high. We're going to bring it forward, plant it in between our palms. Get nice and strong here first. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and rise up to a high lunge. And again, at any time, you can always bring that back knee down. You're so strong here. We're zipping up our core. We're holding it for 3, 2. Hands are slowly going to make their way to the hips. We're going to inhale, straighten out that right leg. I'm going to now bring my gaze over to the left and then bring my toes to face the same direction I'm in. Yes, awesome. You guys look great. We're going to inhale, rise up, arms up by the ears. And then as you exhale, forward fold, coming into our Prasarita. So this time around, our legs are nice and straight. As I forward fold, I'm bringing that weight into the balls of my feet. And I'm allowing myself to just hang heavy right here. For my advanced yogis, if you'd like to go for an inversion, feel free to at this time. Otherwise, we are just going to hang out nice and heavy here. I like to bring my arms into those ragdoll arms and just kind of rock from side to side or forward and back. We're hanging out here for 5, for 4. You guys are doing great. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, plant those palms, lift the top body. Looking at my left foot, I'm going to start to make my way to a low lunge to the new front of the mat. Good. From here, we're just going to lower that right knee down. We're going to untuck those toes, and we're going to lift the top body. So we're coming into that crescent moon that we did on the other side. See the little dance that we just did? So again, if you need to modify, you're coming to 90-degree legs, and we're squeezing. Our main focus is feeling it in the quads. Deep breath here for 3, for 2. Good. Inhale, straighten out that left leg. Option for the challenge to start to hinge at the hips and lower the top body down unsupported. Once you reach bottom, you can plant those palms. And then this time, I'm going to walk my left fingertips towards my right heel and right fingertips forward. Good. And just breathe here into that left hamstring. Hang out for 3, for 2. Good. We're gonna lift the top body first. We're gonna walk ourselves to the front of the mat. Start to bend that left knee. Tuck the right toes, lift the right leg. Finding warrior 2, we're gonna send our right heel down to the mat. And when you're ready in the legs, you can lift the top body. Good, nice and strong here. So again, knee is super, super soft. I'm still pushing into my right pinky toe. My arms are long and my gaze is forward. Let's just inhale, lift the palms to lower the shoulders. And then exhale, bring those palms back down. Squeeze. Hanging out here for 3, 2. Good, inhale, hinge forward, flip the left palm. As those fingertips come back, we're straightening out and finding some relief in that left leg. Good, breathe here for 3, for 2. Inhale, coming back forward, keeping the legs nice and straight. I'm gonna hinge forward first at the hips, and then exhale, lower my left palm down. Right fingertips up towards the sky, and again, that left hand can either come to the shin, it can come down to the floor or a block, or if you're still feeling super tight, you might just want to bring it up to the thigh. Listen to the body, allow it to tell you where it needs to go. Hanging out here for 3, 2. Good. Start to bend that left knee as you lift the top body back up. This time we're going to bring our hands to cactus. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind you. Coming into that goddess pose, I'm just going to pivot my right heel in so my knees are nice and soft. If you have to come up real quick, that's okay. You can always lower back down. So again, if you're still feeling tightness in the hips, you can bring your palms down. Otherwise, if you're looking for a challenge, maybe you sink very low. Maybe you can play around coming onto your tippy toes. You can always do one at a time. Wherever you are, we're hanging out here for 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's all bring our hands down to our hips. We're going to find ninja on the other side. So we're going to straighten out that left leg, bend my right knee. You can bring your hands to prayer if you'd like as you start to lower the seat down. And again, you can stop at any point. You can put your hands on a block or on the floor. If you can, try and sink your seat all the way down. And then using your hands at prayer kind of helps push that hip open. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. Good, let's all lower the palms down for safety first. And then making our way to a low lunge with the right knee bent. Gonna walk to the back of the mat. Good. Feeling the heat in that thigh, I do too. We're gonna take our 2 peace fingers, bring them to the top of the mat. We're going to shift and lift, straightening out that right leg, and then lifting the left leg off the ground. Hanging out here just for 3, 4, 2. Lowering the left foot to meet the right, find a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, big, big stretch. Woo! Exhale, forward fold. So again, taking a flow of your choice, we're gonna step the left foot back, followed by the right, coming to your high plank. You can always skip this step as well. But when you're ready, take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, chaturanga. Hug the ribs with your elbows. Inhale, rise up, up dog or baby cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job, everybody. Let's just inhale, come high into the toes. Exhale, lower the heels back down. Inhale, left leg's gonna lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot in between the palms. And again, find your balance first here. And when you're ready, see if you can rise up to that high lunge. So we're just gonna sink down here. My shoulders are away from the ears. My shoulder blades are moving down the back. Inhale for 3, for 2. Good, hands are gonna come to the hips. We're gonna inhale, straighten out that left leg. A little balancing act. From here, we're gonna start to bring our gaze over to the right. My right heel is now on the mat. My left toes are gonna come and face the same direction I am. So we're doing toes in, heels out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, so play around with this time. For my dance yogis, you can take your inversions. If you're looking to mix things up, you can either walk your fingertips forward and allow the chest to just kind of like hang through the arms. Or you can walk the fingertips underneath you to allow you to kind of bring the weight, forces the weight into the toes of the foot. You can grab on the ankles. But wherever we are, we're just gonna hang out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's all walk our palms underneath us. Inhale for a half lift. As you exhale, we're going to go ahead, walk ourselves over to our right foot, coming to a low lunge at the top of the mat. Good. Deep breath here, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to find a forward fold. So we're just going to kick our left foot to meet our right at the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to rise up, Urdhva full stretch. And then as you exhale, we're coming to arms down by our side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good job. So just take a nice deep breath here. I'm going to fix my little angle. Good. So I just want us to close the eyes for a minute. We just did a lot of moving around. Should feel nice and open now. So together, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Very good. I want us to go ahead and just lift our toes off the mat and then lower them back down. Lift our heels off the mat, lower them back down. Allow the foot to get nice and strong into the earth. And today, we're gonna play around with some pigeon poses. We will do that later, but eagle poses. So what I'd like you to do first is bring your arms back to those parallel lines that we used earlier in the class. So my arms are nice and straight. They're in line with my shoulders. My palms are away from my face. If the eagle grip was comfortable to you, we're gonna go into that. If it wasn't, forearms are just gonna come together, or you can give yourself a hug. But first, what I'd like us to do is take our left hand, swoop it underneath the right. You can either stay at 1 wrap or 2 wrap. Inhale, shoulders back up, palms away from the face. We're going to soften up those knees. Maybe you stay right here. If your balance isn't with you today, this is a great option to keep the core engaged. From here, you can send the weight into that right foot. Get nice and light on those left toes. And then slowly, can you cross the left leg over the right? So again, maybe you stay here with 1 wrap. Maybe you can double it and send the toes behind that right leg as well. So squeeze the core. We're just going to hang out here wherever you are. I want you to just focus on squeezing everything. Hanging out here for 3, 2. Woo! Let's slowly unravel ourselves. Straighten out that right leg. Lower the left leg down. Unravel those arms. Take a big inhale, big stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Good, soften up those legs. We're gonna go ahead and send the left leg back first. Thinking 3-legged dog, we're gonna send the right leg up into the air. As you exhale, that right shin is coming to the top of our mat. And we're making our way into our pigeon pose. I think I told you we play pigeon. So good. Inhale, tall. Take a quick look, make sure your leg is straight behind you. And then as you exhale, you can walk it out to wherever is comfortable. So if that means staying tall in the palms, you can hang out here. You can lower it down to the forearms or all the way down. And if you're feeling any tightness in this, excuse me, right hip, and you need a little bit of relief, if you have a blanket rolled up, what you would want to do is take it and tuck it underneath your right sit bone. And then allow that right sit bone to kind of use it as support. I love this pose. What I'd like you to do is just close the eyes, listen to the body, listen to what it's saying, doing a little body scan with not just the mind, but the muscles, the breath. So the fun thing of what we just did was called the mandala sequence. And a lot of practitioners kind of link it to the 4 elements of nature. So earth, wind, fire, and water. And it's really cool because each one is kind of connected to your muscle groups, like different muscle groups. So for air, it's connected to your quads and your back bends. And what that does is it energetically activates self-love and finding space in your heart. So back bends we associate with opening up the heart, so finding love. The fire is connected to the glute and the IT band, which is what we're working on right now. And that energetically activates our willpower and our ego identity. So it's just kind of fascinating. I'll go over the other 2 on the other side, but I bet you're ready to get out of this pose. So when you are, I just want you to take an inhale. Start to lift the top body back up. Good. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Coming into a high plank, we're gonna send the right foot back behind you, squeeze the core. And then option to go through a final flow. If you wanna skip this part altogether, we can meet in downward facing dog. But take this as you will, and use your breath to get to that final pose. Good job. Let's inhale, come onto toes. Bend those knees, look forward. Coming to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Good job, guys. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva. Maybe take that slight back bend. And then exhale, finding Tadasana, mountain pose. Close the eyes just for a moment. And take a nice exhale. Let it all out. I want you to start to get that left foot nice and grounded into the earth. We're gonna go ahead and do eagle on the other side. So when you're ready, we're gonna bring our arms parallel to our face. My elbows are in line with my shoulders. I'm going to this time take my right arm, bring it underneath the left, and find my wrap. Soften up my knees, come light onto my right toes, send weight into my left foot, and then go ahead when you're ready, start to lift the right leg and cross it over the left. Finding your foot wrap, making sure that the elbows are in line with the shoulders. I'm squeezing my core. Woo, feel the burn. Hanging out here for 3, for 2. You can get a little bit lower. The lower you bend, the easier it gets. 2 more breaths. Good job. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to unravel, straighten out the left leg, lowering the right down, unravel those arms. Maybe take some circles, big stretch, and then forward fold. Good job, guys. This time we're gonna send the right foot back. Thinking 3-legged dogs, we're sending the left leg high. As you exhale, we're bringing that left shin to the top of the mat. And lowering the body down. Good, so we're coming into our pigeon pose on the other side. So you know the drill, take a quick look. Everything looks good. And then as you exhale, you can lower it down. So again, using a block or a book or a blanket for support if you need. Closing the eyes. And then just tapping into the body on this side. Taking notices of the differences. So those other 2 earth elements that are usually attached to the sequence that we just did, water and earth. So for water, that is linked to your groin and hip muscles. And what that does is it energetically activates our movement and connection, which is something that we really kind of want to harp on today. And then earth, which is focusing on your hamstrings and your forward folds, which I think we've done a lot of today. Those are going to activate grounding and safety. So when you combine all of these together, it almost symbolizes the universe, and it just connects you to everything around you and all those elements. So closing the eyes, taking a nice deep breath, knowing that after this, it will help you feel more aligned as we've connected to our elements. Woo, one more exhale. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to inhale, lift the top body back up. We're gonna tuck those right toes, lift that left knee. Coming to our high plank, we're just going to send the left foot behind you. From here, I want you to take a nice deep inhale. I want you to hinge forward onto those tippy toes. Start to bend those elbows and hug the ribs. If you have to drop down to the knees, you can. But we're lowering all the way down to the belly. Good job. Once you've gotten down here, I want you to go ahead and bring the left cheek down onto the mat. I'm just going to fix. There we go. You can bring your arms out down to your side. Nice. And then from here, we're just going to bend the right leg. If you need to use a towel or a belt to help with this, you certainly can get one. Otherwise, using your fingertips, I just want you to focus on bringing the heel closer to the glutes. I'm going to go ahead and send my left fingertips forward. And this will just allow me to better focus on that right quad. Hanging out here for 3, 2. Good. Slowly release the foot first. And then we're going to switch. So my right arm is going to come forward. I'm going to bend my left foot. My right cheek's on the mat. And I'm going to grab onto that right ankle. So again, I'm just focusing on getting the heel closer to the glute. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. Good job. Slowly release. So this next pose is kind of funky, but it's really great for the hips. What I'd like us to do is bring our palms closer to our wrists. I'm going to take my feet out wide, and then I'm going to lower the heels down, so almost as if my toes were flexed. From here, I'm just going to lift the top body, like I'm in a wide stance tabletop position, and then slowly start to send the hips back and get into the groin a little bit. So this is called a frog pose. So if you think about a frog, that's kind of what you want to look like. Everyone's a little different with how low they can go. Some people need to stay on palms, and that's okay. If you have to, you can also pulse. So coming forward, going back. But what I want you to just make sure is that those toes are, everything's a nice, like 90-degree angle with the knee. So my toes are flexed, my legs nice and straight. My knees are behind my toes. Yeah. And just breathe into this pose a little bit. If you're like me, it hurts. It's okay. It's like that comfortable hurt. Hanging out for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. From here, we're just going to walk ourselves back out. Start to straighten out those legs. Bring the legs together, and then just roll onto our back. Okay. Good job, guys. Very, very cool. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit of tension release in those hips. What I'd like to do now is just take a couple moments to play with some inversions. I know a lot of you guys have been finding this a lot of fun and seeing a lot of progress with it. So I'm going to walk you through the modification. But if you are an advanced yogi, you want to go for an inversion, by all means, have fun, play around. If you have a wall nearby, and you just want to kind of put your feet up against the wall, this is an awesome way to allow that blood to flow in a different direction and takes very, very little effort. If you don't have a wall nearby, you can stay on our mats. We can lift our legs up using my hands, just because I want this to be a comfortable inversion. I'm going to use my fingertips to kind of be support and allow my legs to just kind of hang. So you can stay here. You can take a block or a book or that rolled up blanket that you might have and put it under your lower back. So I do that just by kind of like picking up my hips, or you can put your feet down, lift your lower back, find a nice placement. Probably the easier way to do it. And then wherever you are, if you're on your back or your legs are up against the wall, I want you to just close the eyes. Maybe bring your hands to your heart or one hand to your belly. And just take this moment to connect with the breath. Good. We're just going to hang out here for about 5 deep inhales and 5 deep exhales. You want to play around, maybe opening up into a split, or some people like to do funky things with their legs. You can do that too. If you ever want to know more about inversions, you can always reach out to us. We can give you more of an in-depth kind of guide. All right, we got 2 more inhales. And exhale. Good. So for anybody who took a headstand or handstand, I'm just going to ask that you come to child's pose for a couple breaths. We can go ahead and lower our feet back down to the mat and remove any objects. You can also stay there if that's being comfortable to you. And I'd like us all to go through a fish pose just as a nice counter. So what I want you to do is lift the top body, come onto your forearms and elbows. So what I like to say is I'm laying on a beach, I'm propping myself up to look at the ocean. I take my fingertips and I put them right underneath the top of my sit bones, so right at my lower back. And then from here, all I'm going to do is send my head back. And you should feel a nice release in the lower back. If this causes any uncomfort to you, you can just skip it altogether or come to a child's pose. Just hang out here for 3, 2. Good. Start to lift the head first. And then you can lower everything down onto the mat. We're going to bring our arms back overhead. Take an inhale, find a big, big full body stretch. And then exhale. Take up as much space as you'd like onto your mat. Close the eyes. Reconnect with the breath. And maybe as you sit here in this calmness, you think about your next steps. So Brittni went over that 3-step process. And I think we've done a lot of noticing. We worked around our mat for a little bit of forgiveness. And now I'd like you to just take this moment and focus on those actionable items that you're going to do. Maybe we just keep the mind quiet and just enjoy wherever you are. Just gonna hang out here for 3 more deep breaths. Maybe just check in with the breath. Allow it to come back to a normal pace. Very good. And when you're ready, if you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to, but when you're ready, you're going to bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug, maybe even a nice little squeeze. Thank yourself so very much for making it to your mat today and starting off this long weekend with a little bit of time for you. When you're ready, you can go ahead and fall over to the right. Maybe pausing here to come back to any affirmation you want to hold on to today. And then we can go ahead and meet in a seated position, Sitting nice and tall. You can keep the eyes closed if you'd like. I want to thank you guys so, so, so much for coming and showing up every Sunday, or if this is your first time, for joining us and supporting us and each other. I'm going to ask Keeley to come back one more time because I think it'd be such a great way to end practice with those affirmations. We'll go through them if you don't mind real quick.
Okay. So I just want to reiterate, if they felt awkward the first time, just remind yourself that you're allowed to think positive thoughts about you. You are allowed to think positive thoughts about you. So whenever that discomfort comes up and it feels awkward, just kind of combat that little inner bully and say, you know what, I'm allowed to be enough, okay? And just when you leave this space, just think about, how can I protect these affirmations? You know, how, if they resonate with you and you want to continue to grow with them, how can you protect them? And if you want to discuss it more, please send me a message. We can chit chat on Instagram. Okay, so here we go. What's happening? Okay, sorry, this thing froze for a second. I'm not cool with that. Okay, put your arms up really high and say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Put your hands on your heart. I am worthy. Put your hands on your cheeks. I am lovable. Flex your arms really ridiculously. I am strong. Thumbs up. My feelings matter. Hands on your head. My beliefs matter. Fingers on your forehead. My thoughts matter. Hands back on your heart. I am important. Arms up high. I deserve to take up space. And I'll bring them back down, wiggle them down. We're gonna open that flower back up. With the flower blooming in front of you, this is the Lotus Mudra, if you wanted to know the legitimate title, and it represents our transformation. The idea being that we've gone through this beautiful journey. You're still the same you, but hopefully with a newfound perspective and well-deserved confidence in yourself. So just close that flower. Bring it back up to your third eye. And just thank yourself for showing up. I thank you just as your heart, your soul, your body thanks you. And I hope to see you next week.
So good. So, Britt, do you just want to come in and wrap it up?
Yes, so that was amazing, as always. And I so love this lotus flower. That was such a good way for me to visualize all of these things. And that practice was so needed. I've been having some crazy fatigue in my legs. And so even though I wasn't able to do all the poses today, just working through them was so necessary. So thank you both. And as always, this class is free. We're doing optional donation. Up to this point, we've donated within an organization called FLAG. FLAG stands for Frontline Appreciation Group. And so every week we've chosen a location for a community within one of your, wherever you live. And we've had up to 50 people on these calls. So we have Canada, we have Texas, we have Florida, Oregon, we're all over. So we've donated to local communities. Now, where we want to take this is donating to small businesses within our communities. So we invite you to please put in the chat where you're located, or if you have a specific local business that you know personally is struggling, we would love to be able to donate our next classes to it. So this week, we're going to donate anything to Real Time Fitness. Real Time Fitness is local to both Tina and I, well, Tina when she was in Jersey, and when Zoom freaked out last week, Real Time was the business that was going to lend us their MindBody account in order to host. We didn't end up needing it, but they were there to help us. So we want to be able to help them. So if you have the means to donate, please Venmo me. I'll send it to Mike. Mike is the owner of Real Time Fitness. I just popped that in the chat. And then again, we're planning on doing this. We're still in this lockdown in Jersey, and so we're going to continue to do this as long as you need us to do this. So just stay in touch with us so that we're aware of that. And we may put together some sort of survey or something about what times are best, and so forth. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really love to see all of your faces every Sunday and connect with you on Instagram in between. So enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you can get outside and get some sun, and just enjoy. I mean, like, sit with those intentions, and whether they're feeling good or they're feeling bad right now, just sit with them and feel them out, because you're on your way to better always. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.